stared at the photo on my phone, and it felt like someone had punched a hole straight through my chest. They were all there, smiling, plates piled high, candles flickering on the table like nothing in the world was wrong. My parents, my sister Clara, her husband Marcus, and his 2 kids from before. Even a next-door neighbor who always borrowed my dad's lawnmower. Every single face glowing with that warm, golden Thanksgiving light. Except mine. Except my daughter Ava's. Except my son Theo's. We weren't in the picture because we weren't in the house. We weren't invited. And the house they were laughing in, the one with the crooked chandelier I'd replaced twice, the hardwood floors I'd refinished myself. That house is mine. My name on the deed. My money keeping the lights on. My silence keeping the peace. Until that night. I hit like, then I typed the comment with fingers that wouldn't stop shaking. Looks beautiful. By the way, that's my house you're all enjoying. Putting it on the market January 5th. Happy Thanksgiving. I posted it. Watched the little scene by Clara pop up almost instantly. Then seen by Mom. For minutes later, the entire post vanished. 20 minutes after that, my phone exploded. I made yes. 41. Single dad. I fix teeth for a living in a strip mall office that smells like mint and anxiety. My kids are everything. Ava is 9, quiet, draws monsters that are secretly kind. Theo is 12, all sharp edges and louder laughs than he realizes. Their mom moved to Seattle 3 years ago for a job she said was once in a lifetime. I said congratulations. She said she'd fly them out every other holiday. She hasn't yet. So this Thanksgiving was supposed to be ours. My year. Instead, we sat around my rented kitchen table eating pizza straight from the box because I'd forgotten to buy plates big enough. The kids didn't complain. They never do. Theo leaned over my shoulder while I scrolled. Sauce on his chin. Hey, isn't that Grandma's dining room? My mouth went dry. Yeah, it is. Ava patted in, barefoot, hugging her stuffed octopus. She climbed into my lap and studied the screen before it disappeared. Her voice was small. Why aren't we there, Daddy? I couldn't answer. Not yet. Because a week earlier my mom had texted, keeping things quiet this year, sweetheart. Just us and Claire's crew. Last year was so chaotic. You understand. Love you. I understood, alright. I understood that quiet somehow included the neighbor who talks through every movie, but not her own son and grandchildren. I understood that chaotic meant me asking, once, why Ava's birthday gift was a half-used bottle of hand lotion while Clara's stepkids got new gaming consoles. I understood that I'd been paying for everything for years and still wasn't part of the real family. It started small. Always does. Dad's plant shut down when I was in dental school. They were drowning. I sent money. Then more money. Then I bought the house in the quiet suburb. An investment, I told myself. They moved in. Paid reduced rent when they could. Which was rarely. I covered the roof when it leaked. The furnace when it died. Clara's car when it broke down, again. I put them all on my family phone plan. Sent grocery money when things were tight. Told myself it was temporary. Temporary turned into 8 years. 8 years of watching my kids get the leftovers of affection. Clara's stepdaughter gets a framed photo on the piano for stray days. Ava gets a text that says, good job, 3 days late. Theo scores the winning goal. Grandpa posts about the neighbor's dog learning to sit. Last Christmas, Ava spent weeks knitting a scarf for Grandma. Uneven stitches, purple and gold, her favorite colors. She wrapped it herself. Grandma opened it, smiled thinly, said how creative, and set it aside to gush over the store-bought candles from Clara's stepson. I watched Ava's face fold in. On itself. She didn't cry. She just went quiet for the rest of the night. I told myself it was fine. They're old. They're tired. They don't mean it. But that Thanksgiving post, so grateful for a drama-free holiday with the people who matter most, that wasn't tired. That was deliberate. So I posted my comment. And something inside me finally broke open. The calls came fast. First Clara, take it down. Now, you're embarrassing everyone. Then Mom, Elias, how could you air private matters online? That house is our home. Then Dad left a voicemail I could barely understand through the shouting. You ungrateful little. After everything we sacrificed. I didn't answer any of them. Instead, I opened my laptop. Found my realtor's number. Called her on Thanksgiving night while my kids slept. Monica? It's Elias Grant. I need to list the Maple Lane house. As soon as possible. She paused. The one your parents? Yes, that one. We set it for January 5th. Plenty of notice. More than fair. Then I logged into my bank. Canceled the automatic transfers, the phone bill, the help with meds, the extra cushion I'd been sending every month. Moved every dollar from the family emergency account into one labeled Ava in Theo College. Closed the laptop. Breathed for the first time in years. The next morning, they showed up at my door. All three of them. Mom, Dad, Clara, faces tight with fury and fear. Mom pushed past me first. You can't do this. Already did. Dad's voice cracked. That's our home, Elias. We raised you better than threats. You raised me to take care of family, I said. I did. For years. While you made mine feel invisible. Clara scoffed. Invisible? We see the kids all the time. On your terms. When it's convenient. And only if they don't take attention away from the real grandkids. Mom's eyes filled. You're breaking your mother's heart over a Facebook post. No, I said. I'm protecting my kids' hearts. From years of being told, without words. But they don't belong. Dad tried the guilt. Where's your blood loyalty? Right here, I said, hand over my chest. With the two sleeping upstairs who asked why they weren't wanted at Thanksgiving. Clara shifted. Look, we'll pay full rent. Whatever you want. Just don't sell. I almost laughed. It's not about rent anymore. It's about respect. And you ran out of that a long time ago. Silence stretched cold between us. Mom whispered, you'll regret this when we're gone. I looked her straight in the eye. I already regret teaching my children that love means accepting less than they deserve. I stepped back inside, closed the door, locked it. A week later, I delivered the formal eviction notice. Polite, legal, 60 days. Mom texted, I'm ashamed you're my son. I didn't reply. The house sold fast. Young family. First-time buyers. They walked through talking about paint colors and where they'd put the Christmas tree next year. My parents moved into a small apartment across town. Clara sent me photos of bare walls and secondhand furniture with captions like, this is what you did to them. I didn't respond. Christmas came. We stayed home. Just the three of us. I cooked actual food this time. Theo helped with the stuffing. Ava set the table with paper turkeys she'd drawn. We opened presents slowly. No ruse. No comparisons. Ava got the art tablet she'd been dreaming about. Theo got the skateboard he'd saved up half the money for. I covered the rest. No shared gifts. No waiting for cousins who weren't coming. Just us. Halfway through the morning, my phone buzzed. A photo from Clara. Their tiny tree. Mom and Dad on a sagging couch. Clara's family squeezed in tight. Caption. Making the best of it. Grateful for who we have. No mention of us. I turned the phone face down. Theo looked up. Everything okay? I smiled. Real this time. Yeah. Everything's exactly right. The biggest twist, the one that still guts me, wasn't the sale. It was realizing they never really fought to keep us. Not once did anyone say, we were wrong. Not once did they call to ask how the kids were handling it. Not once did they invite Ava and Theo over to the new place. They just moved on, like we were the ones who'd been temporary all along. So here I am, a year later, still paying my own bills, still raising my kids, still healing from a family that chose convenience over blood when it mattered most. And I keep asking myself the same question every night when I tuck them in. If the people who are supposed to love you unconditionally make your children feel disposable, would you have done what I did? Or would you have kept paying the price to stay in the picture? Tell me in the comments. Because some nights, I still don't know if I'm the villain, or just the first one who finally refused to play the role. Thanks for watching. Keep supporting. Do subscribe for more stories.